Hi everyone, it's Anne here from Positively Papercraft and I'm back with another video. Now I'm excited today because I have a advent calendar for you and it is actually really simple to do. It did take a couple of days sort of on and off, but it isn't hard. I'm going to show you what it is. I love it. Isn't this just beautiful? I'm so pleased with it. Now I saw one of these made from wood and I thought, there has to be a way to make it from card and paper, and that's what I've done. Now the base of it, or the sort of, you know, the main body of it is basically just a piece of this cardboard, which I think was probably from the back of a paper pad, and I just got a dinner plate, drew round it, cut it out by hand. It doesn't have to be really neat because I've covered the edges with this skinny tinsel. I do have some of this on my website, but you could use anything really. I don't think ribbon would work because you want it to have a bit of body to it, because the idea is you want to hide where, you know, it isn't cut perfectly, because at the end of the day it's cut by hand. But yes, I love this. And don't be put off, it's not hard. I will tell you now, the hardest bit is probably just cutting this middle bit out, but yet again you can see mine isn't perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. The boxes are so easy, and you know, I'm going to say quick they're not, because it takes a while to cut out 25 boxes, but you get what I mean. And you obviously just hang it up. It's a little wreath and all the boxes just pop open, and you can put your, you know, little advent chocolates in there. So I hope you're going to stick around and I'll show you how I made it. I just wanted to take a quick moment to have a little chat about these serious lights. Now, if you quote code SR427, that will give you an offer of £100 off a high definition light and also free delivery. Now, I've had my serious light well over a year. I absolutely love it. It's always in my craft room, and you know, the nights are starting to draw in now. The clocks are going back this weekend and obviously it's going to be darker a lot earlier. Now, there's nothing worse than straining your eyes, not being able to see. You know, sometimes when we're crafting, you know, like detail work like I'm doing at the moment in the video, I'm making some jewellery and you really need to be able to see what you're doing. Now, the thing I love about serious lights is it uses daylight wavelength technology, and this replicates the daylight spectrum as closely as technically possible, alright? And it really does. All the serious lights benefit from a 5-year warranty. They are all hand built in a factory in the UK, which is in Aylesbury. The serious light range consists of high definition, the Alex and the classic light, alright? But yes, I absolutely love my light, use it all the time, and you can actually adjust the intensity of the beam as well, so you can make the light, you know, less brighter or even brighter. It depends what you're wanting. But yes, quote code SR427 and that will give you £100 off and free delivery. So let's get back to the video. Alright, so I'm going to start with the boxes. Now you can make, I'm making 25, so I've already done them, but I've got one left to make, obviously, to show you how to do it. So your card needs to be 6.5 by 5 inches. It's really easy box to do. So on the 6.5 inch side, you're going to score at 1.5 inches, 3, 4.5 and 6. Turn it round to the 5 inch side, score at 1.5, 3, and 4.5. That's it for the box. It's really easy. So I've got the thin score section to the top, the little score section to the left. So we're going to remove this bottom rectangle, just like that. Then we're going to cut up these boxes here, but I'm just going to cut away the sort of score line, just so bits don't hang over the edge when you glue it together. Okay, so you've got that. Then we're going to turn it round so this piece is now facing to the left. We're going to cut away this top rectangle and little box. So you've got that. And then we're going to cut down every one of these boxes here. Kitty. She's messing around near the printer again. She'll be printing stuff again. So that's your boxes you've just cut. So the first one, you're going to leave about 1 centimetre. The second one, you're going to completely cut this, oh, sorry, it's the cat. You're going to completely cut this away. The third one, again, you're going to leave about 1 centimetre, and then you're going to leave that one completely. I've got a 1/2 inch circle punch for my little finger hole. I'm just going to get rid of that. And then what you can do is you only need a little bit. Just take a really small little piece from both of these, because you don't want your box to be loose. You want it quite a tight closure on it, because you don't want them coming open and your little treats dropping out. And then you can do the same with this, just a really small little piece just from the sides. You can always take more off, but obviously you can't add it. So that's that. Then it's just a bit of glue down here. Glue it together, and then this is when I put my little pieces of paper on. So I've got some Miri card, which is 1 3/8 square, and the paper is 1 1/4 inches square. So first I'm going to glue that on there. So now that's what we have. So tip it over and we're going to glue the bottom together. And it should close quite tightly. There we go. So there's the box. You need to do 25 of them and add however you're going to add your little numbers. So I'm going to show you. So this is what I've got now. So I've got all my boxes. I've still got numbers to add on. So this piece here is a piece of just some like chipboard stuff, or the stuff you get like on the back of paper pads. Now what I did to get this, because obviously I don't have a die big enough, it wouldn't fit in a machine, I took a dinner plate and I drew around it, as you can see, and I basically just cut it out with scissors, and it happens to be 10.5 inches. So my dinner plate was 10.5 inches. Put it on, drew round it, and I just took my time and cut it out, and that's what you're going to have to do. So you need a circle which is 10.5 inches in diameter. You're going to have to find something to draw around, or however you can get a sort of, you know, template for a circle like this. Because the boxes are going to be all arranged, you know, round for our wreath. Now, once we've got all, because we're going to have, is it 16? Yeah, we're going to have 16 boxes around the outside, and then we're going to have 8 boxes around the middle. So we will have to cut another little circle out of the middle, but I know that I've got some dies which are roughly the size I need, so I'll just draw around them and cut that out again. But to save messing about covering it with paper when I've got another hole through it, I'm just going to put the paper on it now, and then I will cut the hole out when I've got the paper on it, because it's easier to put the paper on the whole thing than having another one with a hole in it. So you can go ahead and choose whatever you want to decorate your circle. You could paint it maybe, or just cover it with paper. So I'm going to get my sheet of paper. So this is the pad I've used for, you know, the little pieces of paper on the top. It's a works pad. And I'm going to pick a design to have on. I might this is the hard part, isn't it, choosing. I might go for these trees actually. It's going to be either the trees or the red dots. No, I'll go for the green because the boxes are red. So right, so I've got my sheet of 12 by 12, and I'm basically going to do the same. I'm basically going to draw around this on the reverse. So just draw around it. And then I'm just going to cut that out. So I'll cut it out and I'll be back. Right, there is my circle. So I'm going to take my chipboard circle, and that should fit just nicely on there. If there's any pieces hanging over it, you can cut them off. I'm going to use some pin flare this time, just because the belly art's more finer and it'll take longer obviously to cover it. So I'm just going to right. There's a few little bits hanging over, but I'm going to leave it, because what I might actually do is put some trim or tinsel around the outside. Just glue it on to sort of hide, you know, these little bits here. So what we have to do now is we've got to position our boxes. Now I know I haven't finished the numbers yet, don't pay any attention to that. It's just so we can sort of gauge the size of the hole that we're going to have to cut out of the middle. So we need to get 16 boxes around here. So that's looking roughly right. 16 boxes be like that. So the other 8 boxes will be going round here. It's roughly what it's going to be laid out like. Okay, so I'm going to take a sort of rough measurement of the middle of this bit. So I'm going to say we need probably a 4 1/4 inch circle. Yeah, so 4 1/4 inches needs to be cut out of the middle. And as I said, I know I've got some dies which are probably 4 1/4, and it just saves, you know, messing about finding something to draw around when I've got that. So I'm going to grab a die to draw around and I'll be back. Right, I found a 4 1/4 inch circle die. I mean, if you wanted, I suppose it could even be an octagon, because once they're together like that, it gives a sort of octagon shape, but it's up to you. So get rid of all these. And I am just gonna sort of eyeball it, I think, because let me see. So I'm just trying to get a decent measurement, about 3 1/4. Does that look about right? Yeah, so I'm going to go for there. I mean, don't worry if it's not perfect. So there's my circle. Now we have to cut this out. So just give us a second. Right, so I've just put this under a little mat, and I've got a sort of this knife here. Now all I'm going to do is just cut through Yep, that's gone through. I'm basically just going to cut as many sort of bits through here as I can, so it's easier to get my scissors sort of manoeuvred in. Because I know fine well I wouldn't be able to cut round there with a knife. I'll just mess it up. Yeah. So now you're going to have to get your scissors in. And again, don't worry about this being neat, because again, I'm going to decorate the inside with, I'll show you what, just some of this sort of like mini tinsel stuff, which is going to hide, you know, any sort of tidy cuttings, because let's face it, we're not machines, even, you know, we cannot do it completely perfect. So this is probably going to be the trickiest part, really, I would say. Cut some of these off. Now what you can do is once you've got rid of the bulk of it, you can go in and tidy it round. Like I say, don't worry about it being 100% tidy because I'm going to cover it. Because I certainly wouldn't leave it like that. Oh no, my paper. No, I won't cut it. I wonder if I could try it with this knife actually. If you take your time, it might actually be a bit neater doing it with this. Yeah, so just get rid of the bulk. And then you can cut it away with your knife. So I'll get this cleaned up. Alright, so I have got my hot glue gun on and I've got my little skinny tinsel, and I am just gonna get it all glued round here and do the outside as well. So, oops. Just a bit of hot glue. Just sort of along the outside. We don't need loads. Just do a little bit at a time. And I'm just going to glue the skinny tinsel round. And that will hide, you know, any sort of imperfections. There we go. You would never know the mess that's underneath, really, would you? Snip that off. That is really, really pretty. And I'm going to do the same for here as well. But I'm just thinking, because I'm not going to cover the back because I've already cut the hole in. If you want to cover the back, do it before you cut the hole in. So yes, I'm going to do the outside edge as well. Just the exact same thing. I'll do that and I'll be back. Alright, so done that, got them glued around there. Now what you're going to have to do is decide how you're having your boxes, because when you've got to think, when this is hanging up, I'm going to have the boxes this way for the bottom, so they open back over, and then at the top I'll have them open this way. But you know, you can decide that. So when you stick these on, you will have to slightly go on to the end of the tinsel, because remember, we have to get sort of another layer around. So first just lay them out. I have them, and I would have them like this, and I would just glue one on at a time, and then I should have 8 left. 2, 4, 6, 8, so was that 9? Yeah, that's right, 9 left. So that's how I'm going to glue them on. And then obviously these ones will go here. So glue these quite far back, because ideally we want them to sit around here like this. These ones will go on the tinsel a bit, but I'm hoping I can just glue them flat. So I'm going to glue, I'm going to start with this bottom one, and it's literally just some glue on the bottom of the box. Just glue that on. And just keep working your way around. Okay, so I'm gluing them all round. I'll be back when this first layer is all glued. Okay, so I've glued the first row round, and I am so happy with how this is turning out. I went and dropped my box and I've got glue on there, which I don't know what I'm going to do. Never mind. I'll have to cover it off with something. Anyway, so now we should have 8 boxes, and they are going to sit around here evenly around there. Isn't that so nice? This is beautiful. So again, I'm having all of the way the box is open, they're all on the inside. Okay, so I'm going to get these stuck in here, and I will be back when it's done. There we go. I am so happy with this. It just looks brilliant. Absolutely love it. Oh, I'll definitely make another one of these. And actually, when it's up like this, the box thing actually isn't really a problem. So you just put them the best way you think. So I am gonna have the top here. So I've got a little gap, and I think I could get the crocodile in because I want to hang it with ribbon. So I think I can still get this in here. Oh yes, I can. So I'm going to push that down, punch my hole in. You see, I've got my hole in there now, because I'm going to use this lovely green ribbon. And when I made the wood slices, people were asking us how I did the bows. So I will come back and show you how to do the bow. I'm going to slot this on first, then I'm going to tie a bow for the top. And what else I'm going to do is I've just cut out loads of little sort of copper stars, the same as that mirror card is copper. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to randomly sort of stick them, you know, on the boxes. So I'm going to stick little stars with glue. I'm going to slot this through, and then I'll come back and show you how I do the bows. Okay, so I've added just a few little stars all the way around on the outside. I've put the ribbon in. Now, I actually use a bow maker for big bows because I want to make a double bow, and I can't really do them myself. So I just use the ribbon maker. I mean, I can do bows, but not double ones. Yeah, so I don't know if you have one, but this is what I use. So I just wrap it round twice, cut some off. Oh, did that come round or not? Yeah. I can't even remember how you use this damn thing, is that right? Yes. Then tie it. Pretty tight. And then just slide it off, and then I've got a lovely pretty double bow. And all I'm going to do is just glue this I may just actually glue it on the ribbon like that, because there isn't really anywhere to put it on there. So yeah, I'm going to hot glue this actually onto the ribbon and just trim these tails a little bit. That should do. So I'm going to get some hot glue on the back of the bow, and I'm then going to glue this onto the ribbon itself. And then all that's left for me to do is put the rest of my numbers on. But I'm so happy with how this turned out. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And obviously fill it with little treats. So I'm going to do the numbers, I'll be back, and then that's it. Okay, so it's another day, but I have finished this, and I am so happy with how this turned out. So I can't remember if I told you I put the little stars on, but I also put them on the inside as well. It's not focusing properly. Just some really cute little stars. And then I have my ribbon. The boxes just pop open and you can add whatever your little treats. But I love this. I'm so happy with how it turned out. So I'll have all the info on my blog, and I will... Now, I'm going to tell you as well, I have another one coming next week. It is beautiful. So if you're going to make your own advent calendar this year, maybe hang on till next week and see which one you prefer. Yeah, that'll be on next Sunday, but it is gorgeous. So as is this. But anyway, yes, I will be back next week with another video. So thanks for watching. Take care and bye for now.